What's up? This is Tobin from Papa Roach, and you're watching Shout Loud.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Shout Loud TV. Today we're in Offenbach, and I'm sitting here with Tobin from Papa Roach.
What's up, guys?
So, you have been on tour for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
How has it been so far, and how is the crowd reacting to the new songs from Crooked Teeth, your new record?
The tour's been great. I mean, packed houses every night. People really enjoying the show. I think we given them a good set list and a good, just a good show all around. I think it's the best tour we've done. I think in Europe and ever, like that I can remember at least. The lights are great. You know, the set list is great. The music, I think we sound better than ever. Jacoby's voice is strong. We're having fucking fun. That's number one. And the crowds are going off. It's crazy. The crowds are getting younger, too. And there's a lot of females, which I'm sure the guys aren't mad about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to tonight's show. So, what's your favorite song of the new record to play live?
Right now, it's None of the Above. It's the last song on the record. It just slams so hard. It's such a simple song, but I think when you have a song that's very dynamic and there's a lot of it's just simple and there's a lot of space. Like the song starts out very just brooding and low, and then you just get smacked upside the head. And it's like the way we do it. It's like fucking just stomping your feet. It's like King Kong Dong style. It's cool.
Yeah, nice. Which artists and records inspired you while you wrote and while you were writing and recording Crooked Teeth?
I mean, we don't really sit around and compare things to other records, but I do know that just because the way we made the record and hanging out with these producers who became almost like newfound best friends of ours, we were kind of inspired by their how they grew up listening to Papa Roach. So that kind of put us in this mind frame of thinking and listening to some of our older stuff, because we don't really sit around and go back and listen to our old stuff, but we did, and it kind of encouraged us to get back into the with Jacoby rapping, just simple big beats, simple riffs. But I mean, as far as music goes, we were listening to, I know we were referencing stuff that, at the time we were listening to Run the Jewels. It was a hip hop group.
Yeah, they are great.
Yeah, one of my favorites, present time hip hop groups. Run the Jewels. We were listening to a lot of that. Groups like Fantagram. You know who that is? Fantagram. And I remember a few times we would reference Nirvana and Rage Against the Machine, and we, I think that's just kind of a given because those are classics. We even referenced System of a Down for one song. We're like, hey, what if we just totally switched gears?
Which song exactly?
Traumatic.
Ah, yeah.
But I mean, we weren't we were listening to all kinds of music, just on our own, just having fun. Even electronic music, just different, experimenting with different types. We experimented with a lot of down choruses, whereas when you come to a chorus, it gets bigger. Instead, we would kind of take stuff from certain arrangements that a lot of electronic music will do this. It'll build it up, and then the chorus will kick in, and it'll fall off, and it'll just be just the vocals singing, or just something keeping time. So we experimented with that with Periscope. All kinds of punk rock shit. All the stuff that we grew up on: Bronx, Snapcase, Fugazi. All that stuff that we love, Refused, just all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Before you released Crooked Teeth, you shared 6 songs, I think, from the record with us. Is this today's way to promote a new record?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Before you released your new record, you shared, or you released 6 songs from the record before you released it. Is this today's way to promote a new record?
I guess so. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't really know. That's just I think what they do is they release like instant gratification tracks on iTunes and Spotify. I think it's just one of those things. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. You know what I mean? Like the way like streaming music and buying music and all that stuff is like it's constantly transitioning into like a new phase, and I don't really understand how it go. Like for me, I would probably think the old school way, and I would want the anticipation of listening to the whole record for the first time. People want to leak songs, you know, like and give little teasers and tasties, and that's cool. I don't know if we'll do it again. Maybe we will. I try to not worry about those things. Are kind of really small to me. I don't want to think about it. I want to think more about the music, you know, and the songs and you know what we're gonna do on tour as far as the production goes. But who knows?
So what do you think about releasing records out of nowhere?
I think that's kind of cool. I like that idea because you just kind of get hit out of the middle of nowhere and you're just like, what? Oh my God, so-and-so released a record. I got to get it right now. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, it's just the opposite of the anticipation thing, you know, where everyone like does all these teaser things. And that's cool too. I like that. It's like, it's interesting just to see how like everyone's kind of got their own version of what they think is, you know, a fun way to release a record now. You know, it's not like nobody's lining up at Tower Records and waiting at midnight to get a physical CD anymore, you know. But I have heard that vinyl sales have gone up. Like a lot of people are coming with the actual LP of Papa Roach of the record, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. With Skylar Grey and Machine Gun Kelly, you have 2 guest appearances on the record. Yeah. How did this come about?
Man, it was just cool. We just hung out with MGK one night. We did an awards show together. He came and sang with us. We played him some of the demos we were working on, played him a song called Sunrise Trailer Park, and he totally got the story and the vibe of the track and wanted to come in and play like the one of the characters in the story. And we sent him the song when it was done. He put his verse on it, sent it to us. It was great. I mean, he's super talented. MGK is badass. It's funny because when I talked to him that night, he was telling me that he's like his goal was to really learn how to play the guitar and rip a solo live. And then like I saw him on tour earlier this year, and sure enough, he finally put that guitar on. I was like, rip a solo. I was like, yeah, he did it. You know, he's like a talented, dedicated artist, and I like that about him. And Skylar Grey is fucking phenomenal writer and performer. You know, she's written songs, and you know, she sang hooks on some of the biggest, you know, Eminem tracks and Dr. Dre and you know, written stuff for, I think, for like Rihanna and stuff like that. So we've known her for a long time. And she was just one of the girls that kind of came into the ideas of having a female vocalist. And the song was already done. We sent it to her. We were like, we want you to sing the second verse. You could just make it totally way more sexy if your voice is on it. And she killed it.
Yeah, cool. With which bands that you have never toured with would you like to tour someday? Or artists?
Yeah, I would love to tour with Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes someday. It was supposed to happen this time. It didn't work out. I'm a huge fan of his, of the band, and you know, even Back to the Gallows. And so, them, you know, bands like the Bronx. We're talking about touring again with our friends in this band called Blindside. I hope this really happens. We might do it sometime. We might do it actually on this tour, hopefully. But I mean, there's a lot of bands out there. There's new bands out there that we've been talking about doing. We've always thought it'd be cool to tour with this band, Highly Suspect. It would be cool to like tour with a band like Prodigy. You know, it would be cool to
tour. That would be really cool. Yeah.
It would be cool to tour with. You know, like we know good. We made homies with the guys in Bring Me the Horizon. We always thought that would be cool to link up with those guys and do something. I mean, who knows?
We'll see. What's the craziest thing you have seen while being on stage?
I've seen it all. I mean, I've seen every kind of body part. Some that you just don't want to see. Some, you know, just freedom, just naked and free. I've seen limbs. I like not real ones, but like prosthetic ones. ending up on stage. I've seen guys in wheelchairs, crowd surfing. I've seen people flying in the air. You know how they do, like they grab like the tarp and they like do like they fling them in the air. They're like they go like 50 feet high in the air. I mean, I've seen sexual activities going on in the crowd. I've seen a lot of weird stuff. So it's just, you name it. Someone threw a pig head one time. We played in Hawaii. Someone threw a pig head on stage, a dead one. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, sounds very cool. What will 2018 bring for Papa Roach?
We're gonna be touring a lot. We're gonna be going all over the world playing shows, and so it's just about really elevating our live show, like just trying to make it better. I feel like people usually tend to be like, man, you guys are a great live band, and so we're like, how can we make it better? How can we make it different? Because we've always been a very like bare bones kind of band. Like we don't rely on, there's no like paint, makeup or gimmicks and crazy lights and lasers and smoke and fire and shit for when we play. But who knows? Maybe we'll experiment. We shot a video today downstairs at the venue, and we had some weird stuff going on. And just thinking about it, we're like, man, why can't we do that live? You know what I mean? Like Jacoby was, I don't want to give it away, but he was suspended basically in the air, doing some stuff, and we're just like, man, it might be kind of cool to like incorporate some of that weirdness into the show. Why not?
Yeah. If you had not become a successful musician, what would you have become instead of that?
It would have to be in music. I mean, I'm really into the production side of music. So if it's being a producer, if it's working at a record label, if it's working at a music store, lessons, if it's helping out, managing bands, just something like that. Other than that, I'd probably be in like the like health side of things, like, because rock and roll to me honestly is pretty unhealthy. So I would want to go do the opposite. I would want to like be on the healthy hip fitness, thing, or like I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to go to cooking school before the band took off, but I think I just like to eat more than I like to cook, to be honest.
Yeah. So after playing more than 20 years guitar in Papa Roach, what has been the highlight of your career?
The highlight? I mean, we've had lots of highlights. I think just having longevity and being able to like do a tour right now and have it be like really just rewarding every night. It's just a lot of fun, and the crowds are great. And to me right now, this tour is a highlight. When we first came onto the scene back in like 2000, and first time we were touring all over Europe, and we had like a lot of success with the first record that we put out. This is like, you don't expect those kind of things, but of course it's a highlight, and I'll never forget that. But you fast forward 17 years later, and like we're still doing it. Like it's just every night's a highlight. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the interview, and enjoy the rest of the tour.
Shout loud.